Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and boy oh boy, the Star Wars Outlaws rage is continuing, and guess what? Your boy's gonna cover it because why not? I feel like I've been talking about Ubisoft's nonsense for a while, but this is the first time, maybe not ever, but really to this extent that I can remember where some nonsense that Ubisoft has pulled has really enraged a lot of people. Now, what Star Wars Outlaws is doing, as far as its release structure, isn't something new from Ubisoft. If you go back just a few months ago, they released Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, and it had literally the exact same edition structure in the sense that the base game was $70, the deluxe edition was $110, I believe it's called the Gold Edition, and then there was an Ultimate Edition for $130. I remember ahead of that game's release, I was talking about how wild that was, but a lot of people weren't really mentioning it when it came to Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. I have a guess as to why that is. You guys want to hear what that guess is? Because nobody cares about Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. I'm sorry, it is what it is, but the idea of a Star Wars open world game, Star Wars being one of the biggest IPs on planet Earth, I don't know if people consider like Avatar that big. I personally don't, and I just got this sense as we were heading into the release of that game that that game wasn't going to do all too well commercially. I don't know how it's done, but it's a game that I just didn't sense that level of interest. Obviously, Star Wars Outlaws was going to have a heightened level of interest, and you could tell that way before the various editions were revealed, but when you know that Ubisoft is working on it, you know that there's some nonsense that could be on the horizon. And now with a game as big as Star Wars Outlaws, it seems like this is the one that has enraged a lot more people with their release structure. But this isn't anything new. Now, to play, fair here, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora did not do the early access gimmick. It was released, I believe it didn't do the early access gimmick. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it didn't do the early access gimmick where the Gold Edition and the Ultimate Edition were released on the same day as the Standard Edition. It was just egregiously expensive. Oh, and by the way, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora with the $110 edition, it also had a season pass valued at $40 with upcoming content. So keep that in mind as well. This isn't something completely new. And if you look at the past with what they've done with Assassin's Creed, same thing. Assassin's Creed really didn't get that level of backlash. I know some people are definitely on my side when I think Assassin's Creed has, it's not the Assassin's Creed that I knew and loved. Let's just put it that way, but I also know a lot of people love AC Origins, a lot of people love Odyssey. It seems like Valhalla's a little bit more divisive, but I know a lot of people are super into those games. Mirage was a little bit more up my alley, where it was more of a contained experience, $50, and a little bit on the shorter side, and that's what I like to see out of Assassin's Creed. But not to go on that tangent, with Star Wars Outlaws, there has been a lot of rage, and the rage continues, because now we are starting to get an idea of what that narrative season pass is going to contain, and one of the key elements of it is, and it notes, play the exclusive Jabba's Gambit mission at launch. Just as Kay is putting together a crew for the Canto Bight heist, she receives a job from Jabba the Hutt himself. Turns out that ND5 owes Jabba a debt from years ago, and he has come to collect. Now, I don't know the extent of this content. We don't know a lot at this point, but what it does note, and I find this rather interesting, is play the exclusive Jabba's Gambit mission at launch. What does that mean at launch? Does that mean that this will be available at launch for free for quote-unquote free? I mean, you're spending $100, and it'll be available for people that spend $110, and then will it be a free update down the line? Will it be a paid update for people that dare to spend $70? When people ask me why I push back on the early access gimmick, and they're like, dude, it's just 3 days early access, you're making a big deal out of it, dude! Why do you have to rage about everything, dude? This is why, because you give them an inch of allowing early access, not pushing back on this early access gimmick. They realize, bro, you're okay with that? And look at what Ubisoft is doing right out the gate. Exclusive content locked out at launch with you spending $110 on the Gold Edition. The Gold Edition gives you that early access, and I don't know what's going to be the story about this Jabba's Gambit mission, but right out the gate, guys, right out the gate, they are locking content. This is content that is ready to go at launch, and right out the gate, you got to spend $110. This is why I push back on this nonsense, and so many of you guys in the comment section that I see is just like, he's raging for that. Look, I get it. that some of you guys think I just rage for views, and yeah, part of it is you guys enjoy the rage, but is this not worth raging about? We talk about video games on this channel. Obviously, I'm going to be upset about certain things, certain topics in gaming, and you guys think, I'm making too big of a deal out of early access, dude! You just like to complain, dude! No! If you let things like this slide, especially with a publisher like Ubisoft, they are going to take that inch, and then they're ultimately going to take mile after mile after mile, and slowly, you're just going to be normalized to it, and you're going to be like, yeah, this is how gaming's supposed to be, guys. $70 games with $40 season passes. I love Ubisoft. Obviously, most of you guys that can use at least one brain cell will realize why I am popping off at Ubisoft like this, but it seems like some of you guys can't realize how bad and how dangerous stuff like this can be, because they will keep pushing, they will keep pushing, they will continue to fundamentally change game design like they did with Assassin's Creed, and don't even tell me that's not what happened, because that is exactly what's happened to prioritize purchasing microtransactions, and that's why I rage at my boy. Look, I love you, dude. I know you're watching this video. I know by the time this video comes out, probably an hour after, I'm gonna get a text message from you by saying stuff like, you're poor, go make more money, yada, yada, yada. Bro, you were raging about Diablo 4 for so long, and how quickly did you run back to that game and immediately spend money on that game? Don't make me out you right now for how much of a whale you are, but obviously, right now, I'm just raging at my boy that he knows he's a whale. I know he's a whale. My entire friend circle knows he's a whale, but it's because Ubisoft values whales like that so much, where they are spending so much money on these games, where them buying a game for $70 or $110 in this case with Star Wars Outlaws, that means so much more to them. A whale buying a game, that could be valued as selling 5 copies of said game of $70, because that whale will spend $350 over the time with, you know, various cosmetic purchases, double XP boost, content updates, and stuff that may have been in the past accessible to games. Now look, I am not all against, this is not a blanket tangent against monetization, extra monetization on games. I'm not bugging out over Shadow of the Erdtree coming out for $40 on Elden Ring. I'm not bugging out that Stellar Blade, they said that that game's not going to have microtransactions and a lot of DLC content is going to be free, but if they decide to release crossover costumes where they're working with other publishers and other game developers to, let's say, get a costume that's based on a different franchise, they might charge for that. I'm not bugging out about that. It's all about managed greed. I get it that you guys gotta make money on these games. I get it that you guys are a business at the end of the day, but $40 season passes, locked content, day one on release, early access gimmickry, we gotta call this out, and I'm so happy that it seems like the majority of you guys, like, can utilize one brain cell, but it shocks me how many people are just like, yeah, bro, just give them all my money. Give them all my money. I love battle passes. I love $70 games with $40 expansions day one that they're already selling. Lock content day one that you can already get. And obviously, it's a case-by-case basis. Helldivers 2 is a game that's $40 and it's getting battle passes every month. But that game also offers you a very easy way to get super credits, the premium currency, by just playing the game. And on top of that, it's a budget title. And on top of that, they didn't have a $110 or $130 Ultimate Edition. The highest end edition was $60 that you could get cheaper on other platforms, but I digress. And on top of all of that, if you want to play this game on PC, it ain't even gonna be on Steam. It ain't gonna be on Steam. It's going to be a Ubisoft Connect exclusive initially. I'm sure it'll come out on Steam sometime down the line, but you gotta go to Ubisoft Connect. Why are they doing that? Well, they want to pop off with their own platform. They want to promote their Ubisoft Connect subscription service, which you can make the argument, hey, you can pay $18 a month and you can access this game. Ain't nobody trying to rent this game. If they want to play it, I mean, maybe there are people out there that want to rent the game, but I'm not about these renting games anymore. I'm not even big, like, I love Game Pass from a value standpoint, but these days, I'm just like, bro, I really want to own the games that I really enjoy. Like, I own Persona 3 Reload. I wasn't gonna play that game through Game Pass, even though I think it's fantastic that that game's offered through Game Pass. I can, you know, appreciate the value that that offers. You know, I appreciate Eiyuden Chronicle gonna be in Game Pass, but I'm gonna buy that game as well. You know, with the subscription services are great for some people and they can enjoy them, but for me, personally, I do like to own my games, and I say that while having a PS Plus Extra subscription and a Game Pass subscription concurrently, and there's definitely times where I'll dabble in and, you know, a Dave the Diver coming out on PS Plus, or some of the smaller titles, like Citizen Sleeper, when that came out on Xbox, I played that on Game Pass, and then I ultimately bought the game as well, because I liked it so much, but I digress. The rage with Star Wars Outlaws, I think, is absolutely warranted, and I will continue pushing back on it. And this is the stuff that, again, when you give them an inch, they are going to take a mile. And Ubisoft has taken several miles that I feel like some of you guys are like, it's just early access, dude! You guys have just gotten normalized to the nonsense. It's just double XP that's baked into the game, dude! Like, it's just nonsense that I feel like I read in the comments section where people, like, maybe I do rage a little bit on the camera if I talk, like, but, like, honestly, if you guys talk to some of my friends in real life, I'm a little bit of a character in real life, so some of you guys think I'm playing it up for the microphone, and yes, it is a little bit of that, but I do rage about this stuff, and, you know, that's why people on my personal Discord have to lower my audio volume to, like, 50% because I just rage and yell all the time, but that is going to do it for me. Interested to hear what you guys think in the comments section down below. I think it's garbage. I think the fact that they're locking away content day one, and I don't even know how they're going to handle it, if it's going to be a paid content update after launch, but day one, guys, day one, there's narrative-based content locked away. Like, come on now. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.